This thing completely throws me off because I'm looking over here thinking the camera's over here. The camera's actually right over here. Thank you very much for dealing with my crap. You'd think I actually worked in television for 2 years. Anyways, thank you guys for staying up late with me on a Wednesday night. It is just about 9 o'clock on Wednesday, December 19th. If I don't see you or hear from you guys, Merry Christmas. But what we've got here is, that's right, a box from Comic Asylum Palm Desert. Plus, I have in my backpack a new comic book from my Secret Santa. Don't know who it is, but it is going to get into that. I do know it's a comic book, and I'm going to be just as excited and as surprised as you guys to find out what it is. So without further ado, we are going to get into this particular comic book box here. This is one of two boxes, and we're going to get into this thing and see what new comic book day brought us this week. Should be noted that all these comic books are from Comic Asylum in Palm Desert. Give them a cheap plug right there. Comic Asylum 760-636-6711, or you can find them on all social media accounts, Comic Asylum Palm Desert. So let's get to book number one, and I'm going to put that book aside. That's not where it goes. Here's book number one. It's Infinity War number 6 right there. Now you're going to notice this on a lot of the books that the titles are down here for the week. This is because all of the Marvel covers are paying tribute to the great Stan Lee, who passed away a few weeks ago. This is Infinity Wars. It has Hulk. It has, what do we got here? Miss Marvel. Looks like Carol Danvers, Gamora. Looks like an old man Peter Quill, which of course that book is coming up here pretty soon. I think it's the next series now that Old Man Hawkeye ended this week. So nonetheless, this paying tribute to the Guardians and part of the Avengers in Infinity Wars number 6. Again, paying tribute to the late great Stan Lee. Another Stan Lee tribute. This is West Coast Avengers number 6. Another cool tribute page. You can see that here. We've got America Chavez, Gwen Poole, Kate Bishop, and Clint Barton. Okay, I don't know what I just pressed, but hopefully we're still recording. This very much looks like an Adam Hughes cover. This is a Captain America number 6, again Stan Lee cover. It very much has an Adam Hughes vibe to it. Beautiful, beautiful cover, Captain America. You guys can see that right there. Again, issue number 6 of the current Steve Rogers run. Sorry if I get too close to the camera. We've got Runaways, which, by the way, returns to Hulu Friday for season number 2, which, by the way, absolutely fantastic show. Highly recommend it. You can check it out on Hulu. And this is cover of Runaways, issue number 16. You can see that there. And God dang it, I think, did Runaways come out last year? I thought for some reason it came out this summer, but no, it was last year. And I cannot believe it's been that long. I forgot. I was like, man, I thought it just came out this summer. But they did the new run of Runaways right after the new show came out. And again, I can't not recommend Runaway season 1 enough. And hope you guys go and check it out. Let me prop this up a little bit better. I'm recording on my, that's a little bit better. Got the sound of Wizard of Oz in the background there. You can tell who's an amateur here. We've got the War of the Realms, which I believe is a new miniseries coming up. And this is Thor number 8. Again, paying tribute to the great Stan Lee. And there we have the War of the Realms logo as the War of the Realms looms, as the cover says there. It's a very unique book. The current Thor run has really gone a different direction since the my gosh, I completely drew a blank on her name now. But the female Thor, the Jane Foster Thor, and it has focused more on kind of the Norse mythology of Thor, the more mystical, the more what's the word I'm looking for? Astro-based version of Thor, but artwork is unique. Storytelling a little, it drags at times, but nonetheless, the artwork is it's interesting. It's different than what I'm used to, but it's a good book. We've got here. Actually, I'm gonna do this in a 2-part because I had missed this a couple weeks ago. This is an interesting book. Now, Marvel started doing this with Deadpool and the Deadpool Spider-Man series of doing Deadpool in a team up. Marvel did about a year and a half ago did a retelling or another version of the Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again. They did Deadpool versus, I want to say it was Deadpool versus the Punisher, which was really good. And then they did Wolverine versus Deadpool, which was excellent. And now they are doing this one, and I haven't quite read it, but I've just read the synopsis from Marvel. This is Black Panther versus Deadpool, and this is issue number 2. This came out a few weeks ago. I missed picking it up on the newsstand at Comic Asylum. And then here is the Stan Lee cover, tribute cover, and this is typical Deadpool right here. You guys can read that. I think it's hey Jerk-o'-lantern. Halloween was 2 months ago. From what I've read about this book, I haven't read the book yet. Like I said, I'm so far behind on my readings. Is that inevitably, for some reason, I guess Deadpool, Wade Wilson, inevitably will ascend the throne of Wakanda and will become the new Black Panther. That's the rumor going around. I kind of want to see that. It's kind of cool. Okay, this is Champions Annual number 1. This is leading to a reboot of the series. I believe either next week or the first of the year. Of course, the cover here, you have Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. You have Viv Vision, Ironheart, Riri Williams. You've got, I think he's called Damage or something now. He changed his name, and that is, of course, the Hulk, aka Amadeus Cho. You have the new Wasp, that is Nadia Pym. You have Miles Morales, who is, you know him from the Into the Spider-Verse movie. This character, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't read Champions in a couple of weeks, or about a couple months. This was a new character that was introduced, I believe, just a couple of months ago. It is a character with mythical powers from, I think she's from the Kodiak area in up like near Alaska or something like that. But God dang, I cannot remember the character's name. But Champions, excellent book. Okay, moving right along. This is keeping with the tradition of one-off books during the holidays. We have a special Seasons Beatings number 1. This is a holiday one-off. Of course, we've got Miles Morales, Peter Parker, Deadpool, Squirrel Girl, Kate Bishop, Doctor Doom, and Cable. And these are always really funny, and it should be noted that one of the most iconic characters to come out of Marvel in the last 5 years has probably been Gwenpool, and she made her debut in a season, in a holiday book. Okay, gotta move that book. Okay, this one is a one-off. This is Defenders, the best of the best defense #1, and this is getting back together the original Defenders. We have the Incredible Hulk, we have Namor, Doctor Strange, and the Silver Surfer. Like I said, the original Defender group before Marvel made the street level Defenders, which of course is Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Daredevil. But yeah, so there is case #1. Now, it should be noted for you collectors out here, it should be noted these are not variants. These are cover A's. These are the main covers for this week for Marvel is the tributes to Stan Lee. As far as I have seen, Marvel is the only one paying tribute in book form to the late great Stan Lee. I haven't seen any other tributes in the book. So we got our second box here. It's a 2-box kind of day. This is the last of the books from Comic Asylum, and then of course I'll show you. I will show you the Secret Santa gift. We have a new Betty and Veronica from RG Comics, all new. This is a 1 of 5. This is a 5 miniseries. Betty and Veronica. Senior year starts here. Betty and Veronica really made a comeback about 3 years ago. Adam Hughes did a mini-series. It was actually designed, it was actually going to be a full-fledged series, and it ended up being a 3-part mini-series because Adam and and Archie Comics had kind of a falling out over the storyline, and he ended up taking what was going to be a huge series and turned it into a 3-part mini-series. And it's really good, and the artwork is incredible. I actually have, I bought this about a year ago, maybe not even a year ago. I think it was sometime this year, but it was within the last year. I bought a collection, and it's all of the variants of #1 in that series. And I think one of these days when I do an unboxing of one of my long boxes, that I will, I'll get into that box and I'll show you that run. So, Betty and Veronica #1, it's a new miniseries from Archie Forever, and they just did a series of about 6 or 8 books. So, Betty and Veronica, still in 2018, a hot seller. A lot of it has to do with Riverdale. I think that Archie books are going to skyrocket in 2019. Riverdale, not a huge, me personally, not a huge fan of it. It's okay. Wasn't a gigantic fan of the new Sabrina series. A little too dark for my taste, but I can see where people are going to like it because people are going to like the crossover with Riverdale and Sabrina. But again, Riverdale is on CW, I think on Sunday nights, and Sabrina is on Netflix right now, the first season. I believe they're also going to release a Christmas episode. If it isn't already out now, it's going to be released on Christmas Day. This book is this artist. God, he can do no wrong. This is probably one of my favorites. This is Stanley Lau's cover number 6 from Catwoman. He has done Selena Kyle now 6 times. This is the Christmas episode issue. You can see there's Santa Claus. She's in the Santa's bag over here. Art Germ, he can do no wrong. Stanley Lau is a phenomenal artist, and I will buy anything and everything that he puts out, and I will then take it to San Diego and have him sign it. So I'm looking forward to 2019 and having a chance to go back to San Diego Comic-Con and have Stanley Lau Art Germ sign those books for me. Speaking of amazing artist, I can't say enough about David Mack. David Mack is a wonderful person. I've had the opportunity and the privilege to meet him at Comic-Con last year. David Mack, you'll know his artwork. He did all the work for Jessica Jones and Alias, also a series that I have a full run of. Of course, Alias was not the TV show that was on ABC starring Jennifer Garner. I think that's what it was, yeah. Alias was the first appearance of Jessica Jones. It was a book created by Brian Michael Bendis when he still worked for Marvel. Bendis is responsible for creating characters like Jessica Jones, creating Miles Morales, creating, I think he gets, I want to say he gets credit for Kamala Khan, but I could be wrong. But I know for a fact Jessica Jones and Miles Morales are his 2 big creations with Marvel. But with that said, he is now working with DC. He signed a long-term deal with DC Comics, and now he's working with their subdivision, which is called Jinx World. It's kind of a more Marvel Knights-esque for DC, but this book is called Cover. It is kind of a political thriller, I guess you'd say. But again, you can kind of see the watercolor style artwork here. That is, of course, the great, where's his logo? There it is right there. David Mack. I see his name there. Absolutely, I can't say it enough. I'm going to start sounding like Jim Norton, saying phenomenal all the time. Funny comedian. But here's some more of Mack's work. Again, David Mack, pick up anything he does. I know he does, I think it's American Gods, and he, like I said, he did Alias, he did Jessica Jones. He's working on Cover, another book for DC, and he's doing Pearl, which is issue number 5. A little bit more exotic cover for David Mack and Bendis, but I have not had an opportunity to sink my teeth into Pearl yet. But Pearl, to me, from what little that I did see from issue number 1 of Pearl, was it has very much a Black Widow vibe to me, which is not bad. That's not a bad thing. But nonetheless, that is the run for the week. And again, I want to say thank you to Chick and Javelle at Comic Asylum Palm Desert. There's another look at them right there. Check them out on Facebook. Comic Asylum Palm Desert, look them up. You can also find them on Instagram, on Twitter, Comic Asylum Palm Desert, and it'll take you to the right place. Of course, you can look for these stickers throughout the store for recommended reading. You can also find Mama Comics, Lucy, Mama Comics on Instagram. Follow her. She gives comic book approvals. But yeah, you want to look for these 2 stickers, Chicks Picks and Mama Comics, at the store. And those are usually the hot picks for the week. Now, I promised you guys a really cool unboxing. Some of you might not be a fan of this book, but this was from, again, there it is right there, To Kevin Pillow from Santa Claus. And got ourselves a bag and board. This means a comic book. And this is a... I don't know. I have to look it up. I've got to find out now because I think this might be a 1 in 50 variant. Let me find out real quick. And of course, this is the cheap plug for CLZ Comics. Oh my goodness, I gotta find out. This is really gonna bug me. Oh, back out. Barcode. And this is how simple it is. Okay, you have this little scanner, right? And you have the barcode right there. And it's got to get in focus, Kevin, you dummy. And boom, just like that, scans the book into my collection. And let's take a look and see. This is cover D, 1D of Ironheart #1. Get the details on this one. This is a incentive cut variant cover. This is Stephanie Hans. I don't think it's this might be like a 1 in 10 or a 1 in 50. I'll have to look it up, do more. But this is, again, the artist is Stephanie Hans, and this is Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, aka the Invincible Iron Man. She made her first appearance in Invincible Iron Man #7 back in 2016. And Riri Williams, if you're not familiar with the character, she takes the same route, to a similar route to that of Tony Stark. She was a young kid from Chicago. She went, this is her parents, or more specifically, I think it was her dad actually, brutally murdered in a drive-by shooting after when they were having a picnic. And she is this just amazingly smart person, and she spends all of her waking time studying and doing science and whatnot, and she ends up getting accepted to MIT, and she builds an Iron Man suit out of nothing, and she takes, like I said, similar route to that of Tony Stark, and she's a great character. I think she's a very positive role model for females out there, and there's kind of this female empowerment movement that's going on in a lot of different aspects of pop culture. So highly recommend that book, Ironheart. It's a great book. Riri's a great character. You should go back, and if you can get your hands on it, you probably have to, I think it's like in a 3rd print now. Invincible Iron Man, I think the first appearance was issue #6 or #7 from 2016. She had her own run of the Invincible Iron Man before they did the Legacy reboot late last year. And then they gave her her own title, officially her own title, of Ironheart #1, which came out a few weeks ago. And looking forward to playing catch up and actually reading the book. But I know that the character is good, solid writing from previous titles that she's been in. Highly recommend it. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to say good evening to you, and look forward to future videos coming up in the next couple of days, as I will be anxiously waiting for my my J. Scott Campbell package. It has 6 random J. Scott Campbell books in a mystery box. I don't know what's in it. I'm really, really excited about this, because usually with a J. Scott Campbell purchase, I know what I'm getting, except for those random times that I don't pay for an autograph book. And guess what? I get an autograph book. It's happened to me 3 times. I have a Jessica Jones book signed by Campbell that I didn't necessarily pay for, and I have 2 Betty and Veronica books that I paid that I didn't pay for autograph, and I got autographed. And Campbell does that. Campbell every once in a while will throw in a random book to an unsigned, because he does some that are signed and some that are unsigned. and sometimes he'll just mail out signed books at random, and I appreciate it. Like I said, I think I have about 3 or 4 books that I didn't pay for autographs and got. So those are supposed to be here in the next couple of days. Really excited. I also have, I believe, 2 other books and a print that are coming from Campbell. So really excited to see how those come out and what the excitement's about. So it's Christmas time, can't wait. And if I get any comic books or anything big, then I will make sure I post it on here. Coming up in about a month, I should be getting the X-Men Marvel Collector Core box from Amazon which is Funko. Might do an unboxing of that. I did just get the Disney one from Hot Topics, but because it was a little bit, I think it was about a week old, and I was kind of in a family situation where I couldn't do it, did get to do an unboxing of that. But you're going to see more comic book stuff. You're going to see more stuff at events in 2019. We're going to be doing a lot of video streaming from Comic-Cons, whether it be Comic-Con Palm Springs, Fantasia, San Diego Comic-Con, maybe WonderCon, Amazing Con in Las Vegas, and Comic-Con Revolution in Ontario. Going to be doing a lot of video streaming. So again, click subscribe, click the alerts, you get the updates here on YouTube, and of course I will try and post the video on Facebook as well. Good night, everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy your evening. Thank you for checking out my unboxing, and again, we'll do more of these every single week when I get new comics.